Surrendering for me is just being. And I know people say just be, and like there really isn't an understanding of what it is to just be. But just being is honestly just being yourself. Just being yourself. And who you are it's not your fear, it's not what you have been programmed to believe about yourself, it's really what's underneath all those layers. That's who you are. And for me, surrendering myself to that flow, it means letting go. It means letting go of all the all the lies I've told myself about myself, all the things that I have had to say to myself to protect myself, where instead of protecting me, it's keeping me boxed up. And so I let go of all that. That's my mission, is to completely let go and completely show up as me, in my highest way of being. And my highest way of being my truest way of being, my most loving way of being, my most positive way of being. Because I believe that that is what source is. I believe source is the highest. That bright light of life, of joy, of playfulness, of happiness, of connection. Like, yeah, that's what I really believe. And so I surrender myself to those forces. So that's really what this is about. And I think when you surrender, you're then able to fully create from your full self-expression. But it starts with giving yourself permission to surrender and to have faith and trust that everything that you put out into the world, the right people will see it. And the impact that you're going to make is based on the impact that you, first of all, do within yourself. Like, how are you living impactfully within your body? To consciously elevate your energy, your vibration, to consciously nourish yourself. How are you basically treating yourself on a day-to-day basis for you to make an impact in your own life? What are the things you're doing that are contributing to your well-being? That is how you make an impact. The more you focus on being well, doing things that help you to be at peace, then the more you're already making that impact. Because when you're at peace, that energy moves on to other people, and they also can catch on that and become peaceful. And it's with every other state of being. If you're angry, negative, violent, that can be caught on to by someone else can catch on that, and they either then within them they either start feeling fear, or they also start developing the same kind of mind, the same kind of state, that negativity. So the change in one is a change in all. That's my statement. And if that changes you, then you are changing all, because there is a ripple effect in everything. Everything has a ripple effect. And it begins with your energy and it ends with your energy. It's an instantaneous process. It really is. So one way I've created from my place of surrender, I watched a really inspiring YouTube video, and from there I decided to not rush. I decided to relax and really just focus on letting go of the rush. I was just writing down a stream of I was just in that stream of consciousness vibe, writing down everything that was coming to me, writing. And to me, that was an act of surrender. Because I just let what needed to come out. That is the greatest act of surrender, just letting. So that was one. What should I never do again? I should never undermine my intelligence ever again. And I've made that commitment to myself. Never will I undermine my intelligence. And I know that there's so many of us out there who feel victimized to this. We feel dumb, we feel like we don't know enough, we feel like we're just not really qualified to say some certain things. But you are qualified because you are experiencing life like everybody else. You were born at a certain time. They were also born at a certain time. But they are still existing and learning and living just as you are. Everyone is still figuring it out. And that is it. That's just that. You know, whatever you discover, share it. Whatever you have an opinion about, share it. There's always room for discussion. There's always an opportunity to learn more. And that's what I love about life. You always have an opportunity to learn more. And what you know is just not final. It's like, life is so much more vast than what we know now, currently. I was going to say that everything is light. You know, like what we see is, for those of us who have the privilege to just see everything, we still see only a fraction of what actually exists. Like some animals, you can even see a broader spectrum of light than we can as human beings. So I'm trying to say that we just don't have the full picture because we still view the world from a certain lens that has been given to us, you know. And I was thinking maybe through meditation, maybe we can increase that. Maybe so. But maybe we're just programmed to just see things from this perception. I don't know. Anyway, what you learn is meant to set you free, not cage you in a box of infinite lessons. And that is by Kinzer MB on Instagram, who also released a book recently. And everything that they drop is just bomb, like absolute wonderful bombs of truth. In the most simplest and straightforward way. So it's a really inspiring Instagram account for me, and I love it. So I'm in an interesting phase of my life because obviously I recently lost my job. Thankfully I have enough saved for a couple of months, but I'm giving myself 90 days to change my entire circumstances. Not change it, but because call me weird, but I do, if you are here watching this, you probably are aware that everything that you know to be true for yourself is coming to that. And for me, I'm so certain that my life is going to be so grand and so full of service and so full of happiness and joy and purpose. And of course, purpose is what you give to your everyday. You know, you are the one that creates that purpose. But if you also have a vision of finally just living in the utopia you've created in your mind, if you know that utopia is very clear to you and you know you're going to get it done, you know that you're going to be in that realm, then that conviction is what's most important. And if back to Nero Knowledge on YouTube, Nero has really shined a light on this. It's you have to have full conviction in your visions for them to come to light. You need to be fully convinced. You need to ask yourself, what are you convinced by on your day-to-day? What are the stories you're telling your mind? Because every single day, you are actually manifesting. And if I choose to today live as the person that I imagine myself to be in the future, then I'm already living in that future. It's just a matter of time until things materialize into crystal, and they become crystallized into my life. And you can go study all the people that inspire you. They all knew that they were going to achieve, that they were going to be. They all knew beforehand. And that's the power of the conviction. You have to be aware of what you are convinced by. So for me, even though right now I don't have a job, I know I have one. And I know that I will have many. And so this is my journey. My journey is not tied to what I do, the work I do. It is definitely a part of the holisticness of, if that's a word, of my life, obviously. But I also do not put my worth on that, because a lot of the pain I've experienced is from placing my worth on my work, my title, things I do. Now I'm putting worth on my frequency, which means how I show up and whether I do or do not show up in my day-to-day life. Whether I'm able to step out of these fear-based limitations I've placed on myself and step into my power, my light, my most authentic, genuine self. That is my focus, and that is what this surrender experiment means to me. It means letting go and letting live. Really, that is what it is. Letting be. So this is about deconstruction, and it's about being disciplined to let go and listen and go where you are called to, not based off of where your preferences are leading you to. Being in flow and being in full flow means being able to work with what is being given to you. The experience you have now, ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? Ask yourself, what am I here to learn from this experience? Because every experience is a learning experience. So it's about being aware of what is being presented right in front of you, paying attention to the signs that you have been noticing, to the words that people are saying to you that click, that resonate. Whatever your intuition or your gut feeling tells you, that is your truth, and you have to follow it. That is, again, your compass. So the more you can be aware, the more you can practice that awareness with your body, checking in with your body, checking in with your thoughts, checking in with your triggers. The more you can be aware, and you can also let go, because this life is also about letting go. As much as it's about living is also letting go. It's a recycling. You learn, unlearn. That's kind of how life goes. So we have to consistently reevaluate, okay, what's draining my energy? What's nourishing my energy? What can I create and let go of? How have I been showing up, and how else can I show up in a way that is of higher service to myself and to others? And it's just so important to be aware as much as possible of that. So I am not worried, because worrying about money, worrying about what you don't have, that's just going to fuel more of that worry, and I'm going to see more of that worry in a day-to-day. I choose to see things in energy, frequency, vibration. And if you choose to see the world in that way, you know that like attracts like. So if I choose to be in a vibration of wealth, which I am in, and I choose to be in a vibration of love and peace, which I am in, then I am just creating more of that in my day to day. I am letting my mind think of ways to create more of that. If you were to be in a state of fear and you were to give power to that fear is going to show up more and more in your life. And that is why I also lost that job, because I was in a state of fear and unworthiness. I didn't feel like I deserved it after getting that job. And that's because I have reached my upper limit. I reached a point where I felt like I was no longer deserving of this. I felt like this is just, I scammed. That's kind of how I felt. Because I was propelled into a new, uncertain area of life where I had to learn and learn and learn. So now, ask yourself what stories you're telling yourself that are not supporting you in this experience of life, and let go of them. Everybody feels some kind of way when they enter into the unknown, when they are absolutely not sure what's going to happen. But it's about knowing that no matter what, everything will be fine and everything is for my highest good. When you're able to program yourself to believe that, then that is how you're going to approach every situation in life. And that is just it. That's really it. It is true that where there is a will, there is a way. There really is. Working with energy is definitely not easy, but it's what we do every single day of our lives. Well, a lot of us are just not aware of that. It's like if we want to be somewhere, if we want to achieve something, it starts within us believing that that can be achieved. That's the first and easiest way to get anything. Why? You're programming your own self to start working towards it, towards what you believe. If you believe that you are going to get 3 books published, your mind is going to start working towards how you can do that, if you truly believe it. But if you don't believe that, and if you don't believe you're going to get any job, you're not even going to try working for any job, you're not even going to try searching for any job. So yeah, just approach life with a sense of curiosity and joy and fun. Because when you're in that energy, like, you attract that energy to you. And I know that some of us, like a lot of us, are also at a state of like, we're struggling, we are struggling to bring food on the table, we're struggling to pay rent. When you're not in a state of peace and you're in a state of survival, you can't be in your essence. And it's so much harder to be in your essence when you're in a state of survival. Like, I totally resonate with that. I totally have empathy for that. Like, it's so important for us to get people out of survival and into a state of where they can thrive. You really should give time to the thing that lights you up. Give time to what motivates you, to what gives you a sense of peace and belonging and positivity. Give a little bit of time to that so that you can start carving out a path for that to shine. What you give your attention to grows. And that's how I like to view things. Even if you give a small percentage of your time to making art every day, despite the fact that you're working. And I know how hard that can be. To do that. But even if it's just 30 minutes, if you can, even just 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, it matters. It makes a difference. Because you are doing this for you, for yourself. Anything that you can do to keep yourself in a state of wholeness and peace, please do that. Please connect with people. Please join groups. Go outside for a walk if you can. And just like let yourself just be free. Just walk and be free. If you can, just find a way to free yourself every single day after your long day at work. Ask yourself, how can I free myself now, in this very moment of now? What do I need? And listen and do. That's just it. that. Like I have so much empathy. Right now, yeah, I was working 9 to 5, and now I am in a state where I'm giving, like, the work is not over. I'm giving my all to what I really want to do, which is really just put out my stuff out there, put out what I've written out there, put out the things I'm learning out there, things I'm experiencing out there, through film, through the photographs, through the people that I'm interviewing soon to do. All the stuff that I have imagined in my head, I'm going full force at it, and I'm privileged and grateful to be doing that, despite the fact that right now I'm living off of my savings. I am blessed to be able to contact, my family and ask for their assistance, but I'm not going to do that because I don't need their help. I don't need it. I can do this, and I'm giving myself that challenge to do this. So yeah, I know I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole right now, but the main point I'm trying to say is that, no matter what you're going through, choose the light, choose positivity, because either way, the situation that you're in is a situation, and you can only get out of it by what you give your attention to, because that is the moment you plant the seed for yourself for the future. You can't move yourself to action with a belief that does not support that action. You need to let creation happen. You need to allow it to happen. You need to let God work. Let go and let God. I like to see God as an energy. I like to see God as energy living through us all. An intelligence. That's how I view God. That's how I connect with God. God is in me. God is in nature. God is in the all, in the entire creation of the world. God is everything. Everything is God. And so, it's about being able to work with energy, being able to work with frequency, being able to tap into that within your own self. Because I keep saying this thing over and over again. You are still going to meet yourself at the end. You are taking yourself through every journey of life. It is still you who will be here. All things around you will change. Life changes. You also change. But at the end of the day, as things are changing, you are here in your body experiencing all of this. You have that first-hand account. You are the person. This is literally your POV your entire life. This life is your POV every moment. So you have to recognize that the most important thing in this life is you. You. So you have to take care of you. You have to take care of your health. You have to do everything you need to do to fulfill this self. Everything you feel inside you, you need to go after that. You need to. Why is it that suddenly you feel inspired or connected to something? It is because you know the benefit of that thing already before it even happened. You have an attraction to it because it's somewhere it has happened. Somewhere you know more than what you really think you know. You have an intelligence within you that directs you to where you need to go. So you have to follow it. You have to go after it. You have to. Everything you want in your life, you want it because you want more harmony in it. You want to have more harmony in your life. Every single desire you have is to have more harmony in your life. Detach from the physical to be in the physical. Detach from the physical to be in the physical. Physical is just a reflection of spirit, and spirit is a reflection of you, your frequency, your energy. Everything is a reflection of your inner world, so you have to recognize that being in an inner world where there is no peace, where there is no harmony, you're just not going to be able to achieve anything you wish to achieve beyond you, because you have not achieved it within you. You have to be fully in your power first before you can attract any abundance, before you can see anything materialize. You must first of all recognize that you are your highest source of abundance. You are your highest source of abundance because through you everything manifests, through you everything is. It shall be when you are. Let go and let live and let be. Wow. Let go and let live and let be. And then all the things you want, all your desires will come true. They will all come true. Because there is so much energy that goes into generating emotions which create your reality. Emotions create your reality. They are the highest source of magic you use to create reality. So if you can be those emotions today, if you can represent what those emotions are in your day-to-day life, if you can actually be the person who has fulfilled all these emotions that you wish to have, like you believe that you're going to be happy through these products, you believe you're going to be happy through these experiences. But what you don't recognize is that it's not about the products, it's about your emotions. It's about your emotions. And if you can today, if you can generate those emotions in yourself today by believing, having the conviction that everything you wish to have in life, you've already gotten, then you can set yourself free today and now and here and now you are starting the process. Keep stirring up those emotions. Keep living as an embodiment of those emotions that you wish to have. The more you can embody those emotions, the more experiences come your way that reflect the emotions you have. It all starts from within you. You are the person that starts these experiences because you direct yourself there. Flowing is letting you work. It's really letting you lead. Yes, spirit is part of you. It's all a part of you. So let your intelligence work because you have guided yourself throughout in this life. Your guides, the higher sources, they're all here with you and within you. They all reside here. They're all working with you. So honor yourself. Take care of yourself and magical things will happen. Just pay attention. Be aware. Day to day. Watch. Watch and create. Let go and create. That's a book. And that's my book title, which will be out by the time the words have come together as wonderfully as they can, as truly as they can, so you can really let go and create. That's it. That's it. Create. Letting go is just letting yourself be who you are. And creating is just letting your curiosity lead. Go where your heart calls you, basically, is all. Just live live a life of freedom. Forget about the outside noise. Focus on your inside. Focus on you. That's it. That's all. Peace and love. Sending you lots of light, lots of good energy. And yeah. Welcome to this channel. Bye.